Hey everyone, it's CL, and for today's video I'm honestly making it a little bit for selfish reasons to kind of get some things off my chest and kind of talk through a few things, and in hopes that if I hear myself say it out loud, it will help me some way. And what I'm talking about is that over the past month I have fallen into a very deep depression, and I do suffer from depression fairly regularly, but my strategy normally is to just kind of ride out the wave. Like when I hit a block of depression, I ride out the wave knowing that in the end I will eventually come up out of it. But over this past month I have really realized that this bout of depression is only getting progressively worse. I was hoping that by this point I would have come out of it, but where I am at this point is very low. Like I thought I reached my low point, but then there are days which would just bring me down a few more notches. So I've been feeling really low over the past month, and I've come to realize that I am not able to ride out the wave. So I'm trying to, over the past week, more so within the past few days, I've been trying to look for ways to come up out of it. And there's this guy on YouTube. I wouldn't call him like a life coach, but he gives like self-help advice, and one of them was how to come out of depression. I will link him down below because honestly his video did help me a lot in some ways. He put a lot of emphasis on that your negative thoughts are not facts, and he reiterates that a lot in his video. And when I was able to sit back and digest what he was saying, it did make sense. And that was one of the things that I'm really struggling with, is a lot of self-talk, a lot of negativity right now with how I even perceive myself. And I think my depression has reached that point where I can't even look in the mirror. I can't even hear my name being called. It just kills me to just be aware of myself, because I have so much self-hate right now. But I'm trying hard to come out of it. And one of the things he really put emphasis on is stopping those negative thoughts. And it is true, because for me it has gotten to the point where I'm only getting 3 hours of sleep, because my mind just keeps running and running, thinking these terrible things about myself, thinking terrible things about other people, just a constant flow of negativity, which absolutely is not helping, So after watching his video, after watching a few others, I am trying to actively take steps to stop that flow of negative thoughts, stop creating the story in my head of how I am perceiving things to be, because that might not necessarily be the case. So what I'm doing to kind of combat these feelings is I'm trying to stay busy. And I don't know if that's the right way, but I think honestly I'm hoping that with the things I have coming up that I set out for myself, I'm hoping that by the end of what I plan on doing, in the end I hope that I can sit back and feel better, and not be stuck in this depression that I am experiencing. And when it comes to those negative thoughts, I am thinking the worst things mostly about myself, but also other people. And one of these thoughts that I'm having, that I keep on putting on repeat in my head, that I absolutely need to stop, is that being a good person doesn't get you anywhere. There are some days where I just wish that I was the biggest asshole on the planet, that was self-centered and only cared about myself and could just live an ignorant and blissful life, but I am not that type of person. And I feel like when you're a good person, you don't get anything in return. Not necessarily, but good people don't necessarily want anything in return. But when you hit this mode where all you can think of is negativity, you really start to put emphasis on all those small things that bother you, that you would normally not let get under your skin. Maybe you have those friends that only reach out to you when they need something, those friends that only reach out to you when they're feeling low and they know that you can pick them up, you know? And those people in your life, like for myself, when I evaluate my real life, and the people that are in my immediate circle, I think about how I've always been there for years upon years for people, you know? And then it feels like the person that's always been there is the first person to be left behind. Like, you're so easily forgotten about because you've always been that good person. Like the way they treat you is no big deal because nothing affects you, when it does, you know? Am I talking in circles? I don't know. And how much of what I'm saying is my depression talking, or how much of it is how I really feel? Like, I don't even know at this point, because it's so hard for me to decipher what is my depression and what is how I'm really feeling. And when it comes to like the negative perception that I have of myself right now, I have so much self-hate, and I start to think like, well, maybe if I acted a different way, or if I liked different things, or if I was a all-around different person, maybe I would be happier. And when I'm not in my depression, when I think about myself, I feel really good about myself. Like, under normal circumstances, I'm very happy with who I am. Under normal circumstances, I feel very confident with knowing who I am, and I feel very proud. But now that I'm in my depression, it's so hard, because now all those good things I once thought about myself, it's hard to feel that way right now in this moment, you know? I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but I'm trying so hard. And one thing that's hard about depression is that you very much go through it alone. And I think one thing that's hard for me, I can't really tell the people that I've in my immediate circle, like my friends or my family, because I don't know how they would react, and I don't want them to belittle what I'm going through, because I know that would just make me feel worse. Like, if you were to tell someone and then this person who is supposedly your friend just tells you to get over it, I mean, how would I feel then, you know? So what I'm trying to do to get out of this depression is, like I said, trying to keep very, very busy to stop that immediate flow of negative thoughts, and hope that I can hang on to those good things again, and plant those seeds of positivity again. So yeah, so what I have lined up for myself, starting tomorrow's still October 31st, but I am going to keep myself as busy as possible. I've been writing more, albeit the things I'm writing are so terrible. Like, they are the most depressing things. Like, when I get in my mode of depression, when I write, it is like the most depressing, heinous things I ever write. And when I read them back, I'm like, geez, I was in a dark place. But I'm doing a lot of writing, some of which won't see the light of day, because I don't know, it's pretty dark stuff that I'm writing. I'm doing a lot of writing. I've been reading, but I'm going to be participating in like 2 readathons. I'm going to do Tome Topple, and I'm also going to participate in Nonfiction November. So I'm going to participate in those readathons. I have lots of ideas for videos, so my thinking was to just film a bunch of videos to kind of keep myself preoccupied, and I figure if I'm talking in a video about a certain topic, then that will kind of block out those areas where those negative thoughts will slip in. I also joined a gym recently in hopes that I will get those endorphins, and also in hopes that I will start feeling better about myself. I hope. I've been going to the gym fairly regularly over the past week, and in some senses I do think it's helping. So, and I also thought that since I'm going to the gym, and since I'm going to see my family around Christmas, and I want to look a little better, because, okay, throwing this out there, when you have a very opinionated family, I know for sure if I go home and they see that I'm still overweight because I had my baby 7 years ago, I will never hear the end of it. And honestly, I would much rather just lose the weight than have to go through that. I know that's terrible. I know that's so terrible, but I know I'm not the only one with family that kind of does that, you know. But I'm going to possibly start like a Fit by Christmas little video series of me trying to get fit by the time I see my family, to you know, just to stay busy and also work towards something, work towards a goal to distract myself. And what else? Yeah, I'm trying so hard. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. Is kind of like a downer video, but if you are someone suffering from depression, I hope that you can relate and know that you're not alone. I know I'm not alone, and I know there's a lot of people that are going through the same thing, and even people that have it even worse. But knowing that I'm not alone doesn't make me feel better. It makes me feel just as bad knowing that other people are going through such negativity. Like, depression is so negative. It really weighs on you, you know, and it's not only a mental toll, it's a physical toll, and it's just not, if you don't suffer from depression, be grateful, because it's honestly like one of the hardest things to experience. So that is my strategy to keep busy. I hope next month, after I'm done with all my things that I have set out for myself, I hope that I will have come out of this depression, because honestly, it is like the worst. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Yeah, thanks. And I'll see you later.